Hello once again everyone and welcome back in another reaction video. As you know, a couple of new subscribers into the channel. Shout out to Owain Harris and Matthew.j for commenting on the last video. That video wasn't really intended as a reaction video, as I'm gonna make a reaction video. That wasn't the intention really. I was live streaming. I think I did explain that in the video. I was playing a game with my friend, but he went away, and I was watching YouTube at the time and decided to cut that out and make it into some sort of small video. But it got pretty well, and the series is pretty hilarious. I rediscovered it. I think I did mention also that I did watch the Ricky Gervais show a long time ago when I was a kid, basically, and I was just learning English. Not that it hasn't gotten any better, but yeah, shout out to Owain Harris and Matthew.j, new members of the new subscribers of the channel who commented on the last video. Really appreciate their comments and everything. The video got 13 likes. That is a good number for this channel, you know. So what happened is I basically picked up a random video from the series, the Ricky Gervais show. It was episode 2 of season 1, the first video that I made about that. So I decided we're gonna go back to the first episode, and from there we're gonna go in order just to see if we continue to do so, which I don't really know. But yeah, the video, it's episode 1, season 1. It's called Space Monkey. So I imagine right off the bat, episode 1 of season 1 is where the whole monkey news thing begins, which it's gonna be funny. But yeah, let's jump right in. Remember, the links are gonna be in the description if you want to watch it on your own. You wanna go check the channel that actually has all of these videos uploaded. It's a bit loud.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly.
Now there's Carl. They're so young.
Pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant. Hello. And
Hello.
the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington.
All right.
She says, all right, all right.
Now, you probably know me from
Right,
such works as The
introduction
Office
time.
and Extras. Stephen being my co-writer and co-director on those things. For those people who are not so aware of Carl Pilkington, he was our producer, sort of given to us when we first started
Producer.
on XFM. And you're thinking, well, why are we doing a podcast? It's because I like to be in a room with Carl Pilkington. You know, like some people go and help sort of chimps.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, they go to the
Yeah, and
the
help
jungles.
Okay, there we go.
like little sort of endangered
Diane
species.
Fossey or whatever.
Exactly.
You're very
yeah.
much the Diane Fossey of the Manchester scene.
Of the little bald mank world. And Carl Pilkington is an ongoing experiment for me, because I've seen him blossom from an idiot into an imbecile. And I want to see it through. Look at the way he's looking at us. Look at that. He's got a perfectly round head. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. Carl, what do you think about all this?
It's just, I mean, we are living in that sort of era now, aren't we? That you need to be able to listen to stuff on demand when you want it and stuff.
I know you're not a fan of the iPod in general, are you? Or
The
any MP3
iPod.
things, you're concerned.
I'm warming to it, but
This is what's amazing about Carl. Even
What?
though he's talking about things like MP3 players, computers,
MP3.
iPods,
I forgot this
he
is
sounds like he was
2006.
found in a glacier and thawed out. You know what I mean? And sort of taught to speak.
We're a couple of high school guys who found him, and we're taking
Oh, like Encino Man?
in the gang, trying to pass him off as someone from the modern day.
no. But my thing with iPods is, now, do we need them? Do you know what I mean? We're living in that era
we
now
need them?
where we have invented most of the stuff that we need, and now we're just messing about.
They said that in 1900. Someone actually said everything that's to be invented has already been invented. They
What?
said that in 1900. And how wrong were they?
Heidenberg.
What came out? What
Hindenburg.
point what was invented in that year where they went, right, that's it now?
In the
The
1900s?
20th century. Think what happened in the 20th century.
A lot.
Go on.
Well, planes.
Yeah, but is that a good thing? Planes and that. Do you need a plane, really? Wouldn't it have been better if we all stuck where we should be instead of travelling about?
Well, this is that sounds like a little bit of a deep subject. You know, I'm a little bit of a localist myself, but having the chance to go abroad and you know just experience other ways of living, at least for even for a short amount of time, it's a beautiful chance, right? Like I'm a sort of a localist. I like that sort of thing that he said. I don't think he means the same as I do, but yeah, I don't know where he's going with this. You never know with Carl.
War. Well, look, war's happening, isn't it? Because everyone's
wars.
saying, well, now we can fly, we'll go over there.
So there were no wars prior to the invention of the aeroplane?
Not like,
Well,
not
lots.
like there is today.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, the world's got smaller on it. Everyone's saying that, right?
Right.
You know, the way I was saying to you the other day, you know, we now go to places where we shouldn't go. People go on holiday to places where you've got to have an injection before you go there.
Yeah.
Forget it then. That's a warning. Don't go
Well,
there.
I'm with you on that. I don't want to enter a country where I have to
I
have an
have.
injection to stop me from dying while I'm in that country.
Right,
I
that's-
totally agree with you on that.
So what happened is, so they invented the plane, and it's like, oh,
To be honest, I don't even know why I didn't really think about it that much as they are doing it, you know, because I did go to Brazil. Well, I am South American as well. I am from the Southern Triangle, what we call it, Chile, Argentina, Brazil. I think that's why I didn't really think of that. But I did go to Brazil and I needed injections to go. But I never really give it a thought that much, you know? This guy's making me a big concern about it.
well, let's go on holiday, and then they go, die now. Oh, well, you've got to invent something. Let's invent
die
an
now.
injection. And then it's like, right, well, what else do we need to go to that place? There's a lot of faffing. So what I'm saying is,
Is that a place? A lot of faffing.
what I'm saying is, you know,
Faffing.
Steve's travelled more than I have. You've been to like
Faffing, what a
dangerous
word.
places.
I've been to places where you need injections, yeah.
Yeah, but why?
Because it's fascinating, isn't it? You know, don't you not believe in that idea of travel broadens the mind? You know, it makes you experience
Well,
other
yeah.
ways of life, other ways of thinking. It just enriches you as a human being. That's the whole reason people go travelling.
But since the invention of the telly, you don't have to go that far to see
You're
it.
absolutely right.
So there you go then. The telly was the 20th century, wasn't
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So where
Some
would
good
you
stuff.
where would you stop then? You'd stop making stuff now? Stop inventing stuff right now?
After the
If we're going to
TV.
invent something, right, forget like the traditional way of people having kids, right? The way they, you know, have it away in that. You have a
it?
little
What do you
kid.
mean? What do you mean?
What?
No, you know, like the way that, you know, we have kids and stuff. If it'd be good if what happened was to control it.
To
is
control the
if
population.
Man and woman, right? They're born and that, they enjoy their life, they learn a lot, they live to be about 78, I think, by that point.
So specific.
Oh,
No, but
not
by
80, yeah?
78, I reckon you've sort of got to that point where you go, do you know what? I've done everything I'm going to do. If you haven't bungee jumped by the time you're 78, you're not going to do it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like
Your hips come off.
you've done it all now,
Yeah.
and then you die, right? So say if everyone had that, they live to be 78, but then just as you die, you have a little baby inside you, and as you die, your life
I think 78 is too short of a life, quite frankly.
carries on.
Sorry, how?
But wait. I was thinking something else. Does he have a baby inside of a dying person?
But then just as you die, you have a little baby inside you, and as you die, your life carries on.
Reincarnation?
Sorry, how
is this happening?
Sorry, are you mental?
But don't you
I
think?
mean, what? I've never heard such drivel.
You're saying that, but if Newton said it, you'd go, interesting. That's what annoys me.
The point is, Carl, he never would.
What?
He'd never say it. That's the point.
But if you never say it,
I don't understand what you're talking about there. What? How was it? How is there a little baby in a 78-year-old?
No, what I'm saying is it's like an apple where the apple grows and it's got its little baby pips in it, and the apple goes and the seeds are planted and a new one's born.
But that's what happens.
But that is what
Well,
reproduction
yeah,
is.
it's the same.
Yeah, but I'm saying babies aren't being born left, right, and centre. It's controlled. so that as someone dies, someone's born.
But Carl, stop. Whose responsibility is
Look,
this?
if you don't want to do it, we won't do it. But
Is it supposed to be nature? Has nature got to develop humans so that we act that way? We live that way? Or is this a scientific experiment?
He said to you then, he said, look, if you don't want to do it, we don't need to do it. Like, if you were up for it, we'll sort it out. We can do that.
We'll have a whip round so we can do the research.
I just think, at the end of the day, we've got to do something. And is anyone keeping an eye on this and looking at what we can do next to control the population thing? It does my head in that I've got to live in London for work and what have you. And there's loads of people here. And, you know, forget going out on a Saturday night, it's too busy.
I hate the capital
and you
as well.
can't move and they keep... I mean, what annoys me about London
So
is...
your solution is that 78-year-old women have little babies inside them, and as they slip away into death, the little babies... And how is that baby then raised? Who looks after the baby?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Who's taking care of the kid? But so control of the population. I mean, not so long ago. It wasn't over a year ago, right? It was the last year when we reached 8 billion people or something like that in the world. Is population really a problem? Because I keep listening and watching stuff about how new generations just don't procreate as much. So, you know, it's sort of like the problem is fixing itself. I don't really know what's beneficial for humankind. But yeah, control of the population. That's a very interesting subject because I was watching stuff on Tesla long time ago when I was a kid, a conspiranoic kid. And he had some ideas, very elitist ideas, but I think he was aiming to the right place, where apparently, according to him, you would need to do an IQ test of some sort to prove that you are intelligent, beneficial member of humanity in order to be allowed to procreate. In a way, I agree with that, because that just ensures that the future of mankind, it's gonna be bright. But if that was a thing, probably me, my parents, and my whole king would have never existed, you know. So it's a little bit conflicting. These are deep subjects, and these two mocking Carl kind of divert that attention a little bit. It's still funny, but you know. Let me know what you think. This is a little bit interesting.
Good system.
I am too dumb to make a conversation out of all of this, but it is still fascinating.
Having a baby while you're young enough to look after that baby and make sure it lives to, you know, reproductive age itself.
Right.
That system's been working for years.
Nature's sort of sorted it out. Natural selection and evolution sort of makes that a good model.
But wait a minute, nature. Pop that on hold, because Carl Pilkington's got an idea.
Yeah.
The baby inside the woman.
That's what it was, just an idea.
Yeah, well, it was nonsense. But thank you for it.
I mean, it was the ramblings of someone you'd find by themselves in a hospital eating flies.
This is the sort of thing you find when if they find maybe a pamphlet or a booklet written by a psychopath. You know, someone, just before they went on a rampage,
the manifesto
themselves, they go through their possessions and they find a book and it's got weird drawings, women with knives in their face, and this kind of garbage.
In fact, I saw a similar sort of theory written out on a wall, but it was written in shit.
Exactly.
Damn it, Ricky.
No, all I'm saying is, I think it's, you know, when people die normally, everyone's fed up about it, aren't they, and a bit down. But
I guess so.
If when you pass away, you go, oh, we're gonna miss Gladys or whatever. But then there's this new life brought in. It's almost like a bad news.
But you're talking about it like someone could pick this
So
idea.
okay, well, Ricky here, it's sort of like he just wants to debunk his stupid idea, right? But if you pay a little bit of attention, you see that Carl is actually worried here about the you know, people's feelings. You know, someone dies, everyone's sad, obviously, but he's trying to work a way around that sadness somehow. it's impossible.
Up and run with it. Like you've
But
given
that's
them enough
fascinating, you know?
information to do it. How is this possible? Where does she get the baby from?
At least that's what I get.
Why grow it in Gladys's belly? Why not have it in a drawer? Ready to go, just add water. I mean,
God, a homunculi.
There is no theory here. There's no. It's the ramblings of a madman.
What I'm saying is, though, the body's always changing, innit? From caveman to now, or whatever.
In some cases.
And they're always finding out more and more. Like I read the other day about how they're saying, do you know, like they say, people have 6 senses.
Yeah.
There's loads more than that.
Right. Right.
And there's this one.
I say, show me that you've got one.
No, right, and there's this one that's knocking about.
Go on.
That what it is. Say if I'm in a pub, right, and I'm just doing a crossword or whatever.
Unlikely, but go on.
And there's some woman who's walked in, right, and she's staring at me.
Yeah.
I know she's looking at me, and I look up and I look round. She's looking at me,
Right.
and they say that's a new sense that they found out from, like, you know, doing tests and what have you.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
I mean, you do notice that sort of thing, right? But I don't know. I think you hear it because if you're wearing headphones, you don't notice that much. You know, you notice the shadows, the footsteps. I don't know what he's talking about, quite frankly.
And they're saying that's been around since like man and dinosaur was knocking about.
They've stopped.
No, they've explained
I
it.
think
Dinosaur.
it's safe to assume that, you know, that with your perfectly round head, people are always stopping and
No,
looking.
but they explained
You
it.
just know that there's probably going to be someone there if you look
They
right.
said it's from the time when, like, caveman was, like, wandering about, and he'd go, hang on a minute, and he'd look round, there's a dinosaur there or whatever, and he'd leg it.
This is
What?
nonsense. I hate it when people use the term when caveman was wandering round. Caveman and dinosaurs. Oh, they used to live together, yeah. Oh, that's the same era. Yeah. What have you been watching? Raquel Welch.
What do you
The
mean?
Flintstones.
Well, what do you mean caveman wandering, knocking around with a dinosaur?
You know the Flintstones is only partly based on fact.
I mean,
Dinosaurs and man
Ricky
did not
looks
coexist.
like Fred Flintstone there
Dinosaurs had long
in
gone before man
cartoon.
arrived. Extinct. Kaput.
Yeah.
You don't believe us?
Well, you don't believe it because you've seen.
Because you saw that film where they took pictures of lizards and magnified them and put them next to men in film so they looked like they were fighting.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, but why couldn't that have happened?
What is the film with Raquel Welch? A Million Years
A Million-
BC.
yeah.
BC or
A
something.
Million Years BC.
I did watch
Brilliant.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
She had a sort of woolly mammoth bikini. Fact.
why wasn't the dinosaurs back then just like how we have dogs now, in a way?
He's watching the Flintstones.
watching the Flintstones.
He's thinking of the Flintstones.
Yeah.
That's what he's
When
thinking.
you kids like the saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Dido
And
when
he
it gets
mixes
in.
his concrete in a pelican.
Yeah.
I just think that there must have been a crossover point.
Why? Why did you say that? Why do you think there must have been?
There
a
must
crossover
have
point?
been.
Because if nothing was knocking about at any
Crossover.
point, how did anything carry on?
I mean, they were not dinosaurs. There was the Emilodon, right? Which it was some sort of dinosaur, and it wasn't historically speaking, it wasn't too long ago when it got extinct. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was. I don't think there was a crossover point.
Why didn't Hitler meet Nero? It's weird. Isn't it? There must have been a crossover. They must have met somewhere. They must have met at a party somewhere.
They mixed in
Good
similar
point.
circles.
Yeah, they must have bumped into. I can't believe it.
Yeah, forget it.
Oh.
Well, now time for one of our regular features, monkey news.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
Let's go. Right off the bat.
What we're doing here is just giving you a bit of monkey news that's gone on, right? Where a monkey's been involved in it. Good little story in that.
Why are you laughing?
Are you familiar with the one that went into space? The first sort of thing they ever sent up there before man did it and all that.
Wasn't it a
this
dog?
is what annoys me with it really. Armstrong gets all the glory, but do you know who went up there before him?
A monkey.
The Soviet
Yeah.
dog, wasn't
and
it?
what happened is they taught it
Laika.
what buttons to hit at the time that it needed to hit them, and the way they did this was like give it bananas. It was like hit the red button, and it hit the red button, they'd give it a banana.
Right.
And they go, right, reverse is the green one, hit the green one. And then they do that and go, there's a banana.
Just
And
making
then
it
they go, right,
up.
hit reverse and it go and get a banana. Hit the red, so it was taking commands on like headphones.
Right, but how are they
Is
giving
that
it the
how you
banana?
learn to do radio?
How are they giving it the banana?
What do you mean? No, this is before it went. You wouldn't just go and put a monkey in it and go, there you go, get on with it. They'd sort of put him in one of them capsules that you get.
Yeah.
And they were on headphones.
I don't believe this happened.
Well, I'm telling you the story now. So the monkey
I don't think they trained it to do anything. I think they sent it up there and he put electrodes coming out of it to see what.
It wasn't any of that. They did a thing like they do, like they can with animals. If you give something, like a treat, you can teach it how to do it. It's just like a dog, isn't it?
It's called Pavlovian conditioning.
Right.
However, that was to see if it would salivate or go over to a particular.
But that Pavlovian experiment, whatever he said the name, I don't remember the name. Wasn't it like real fucking cruel with the dog? Traumatizing dogs to make them behave and receive orders. I mean, I've had 3 dogs in my life. I've trained them to be perceptive, sort of intelligent, and to obey commands. Never ever I punished them or mistreated them. I don't really understand.
If it could control a spacecraft.
Next one up. It's the next one up. As far as the monkey's not sat there going, oh, I'm a bit under pressure here, it's a rocket. All that's knowing is, I'm getting a banana if I hit that button. That's all the monkey's thinking about. Right?
They wouldn't put billions of space dollars.
How can they be sure that it's going to press the button at the right moment?
Because it's got headphones on. It's not like willy-nilly. It's not just like...
Willy-nilly.
What's to stop it from just hitting it any old time?
Willy-nilly. Oh, what expressions.
It's trained now. But anyway,
it's trained. It's fully trained, yeah.
What happened is, anyway...
Oh, this is absolute rubbish.
They popped the monkey in there.
Yeah.
He's got his headphones on. They go, right, hit the green one. And I think there's something there that a little banana comes out to keep the same...
No, you're making this up.
I'm not, it's the same...
There's no way that they made a spacecraft that had a banana dispenser.
Right,
There's no way in this world that they made a spacecraft that could go into outer space, right? Manned by a monkey.
I love that way. When they're trying to discredit him, and Carl cannot come up with nothing. He just goes, By the way, what a frame. This is a thumbnail right there. He just goes,
With a banana to go into outer space, right? Manned by a monkey with a banana dispenser.
So you're saying that it's easy to send something up to space, but you don't believe there's a little banana machine?
Right, okay,
so it comes to the launch day, monkeys sat in there, everyone's ready, bananas are stocked up and all the rest of it. They go, right, hit the green button. Right, and the rocket goes off and what have you.
No, they would not make the monkey launch the rocket. Carl, you are living in a cartoon world.
So the rocket goes off, right?
This is absolute bollocks.
It's all going well.
I don't know what you're going to... It's not going well. There's no way a monkey launched a rocket. There is no way a monkey launched a rocket.
It's lucid.
So they go and hit the left button and it goes a little bit left.
It goes left into
spacecraft command. This is Houston. Hit the left button. Oh, brilliant. This is what happened in Apollo 13.
Oh, I need to see that again. It goes left into outer space.
And it goes a little bit left.
Well-known spacecraft command. This is Houston.
Hit the left button.
Oh, brilliant. This is what happened in Apollo 13. Hit the left button.
So it goes left. Yeah, it goes left.
So it goes
right,
left.
It goes left.
It's going well.
It goes left.
Yeah.
No, the moon. You're going right.
It goes for the moon. Everything's going well. Right. They get up there. It does whatever it does.
Easy does it.
It reverse. It comes back. Right? So then,
honestly, you are brain dead.
So
you are one of the most stupid
brain dead.
I would rather have the monkey drive me home than you.
So the thing is, so it lands back. It does a good job and everything. It gets out, and this is
bananas.
This is where it turns a bit sad, because after it done that mission, right? Because it happened and it was all safe and everything. The next one would have been to send man.
Right.
So the monkey enjoyed it, and it was like, well, I want to do it again, right? But they were like...
So how did they know that? How did they know?
Just the way it looked and what have you. It was like...
It got all melancholic.
Just the way it looked! You are a maniac.
So the thing is, though, right? So after it had done that, it was on such a high right?
Yeah.
It could never get that high again.
Turn to drugs.
There was nothing that it could do.
Got
Went on
drug
tour,
addicted.
It sort of ended up killing itself. Because it could never get that buzz that it got.
Right, that was absolute bollocks. None of that is true, except they sent a monkey into space, and I'll check that. Absolute drivel.
So, in your mind, it committed suicide. It went on a crazy bender, drinking drugs and women.
No,
And
it's
then
not
does
in
happen, you
coke.
hear
It was
about
found
it,
in
you
a
hear about
motel room.
You know, on someone's ass.
I met Derek Akora the other week.
Right, so yeah, remember those transitions means that the topic ended right there. We're not talking about that anymore.
I met Derek Akora the other week.
Oh yeah.
Who?
Now, who's he? Which one's he?
He's
Is he a medium? He can contact the dead, is that right?
he just chats to him and that, passes messages on.
Nice of him.
A
So I said,
medium.
tell us something a bit weird and that. So he said, what do you want to know? I said, just something weird.
It's
So
Butter
he goes,
Jane.
"All right, then." He said, here's one for you, right? And he said, there's this pub out in the country. And he said, there's this mug. Do you know those old mugs that they have? Where they used to like leave their own cup knocking
Like a
about, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Tankard
Ah,
thing.
tanker thingy.
So,
Right.
so there was one of them mugs in there, right? And everybody...
Tankard. Let's use tankard if we've
All right,
established
a
that's the word.
tankard, yeah.
Because you're the only mug in this story. I'm believing it all.
High five. Great.
So
Terrible.
this tankard's knocking about, right? And everyone who's running the pub keeps going, I wish they'd stop leaving this tankard about, right? And they pick it up.
It must be a pain. Having a tiny, small tankard in a pub. That must be a real grind.
So every they sort of picked it up and went, we'll have to wash that, and they popped it on a different sideboard. Next thing you know, that person who's touched it died, right?
Sure.
Okay.
They must have been
It's like a creepy pasta or
So
something,
so
right?
they kept getting in new staff and that. And they were like, what's the connection here? Right?
What's the connection here?
Oh God.
So they get a vicar in,
Of course they do.
A vicar.
and they go, look, there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. This tankard, every time someone touches it, they die. So he said, leave it with me. Tankard.
Isn't it unnerving that this character that's weird, you know? This character is a little bit weird. It doesn't look like part of the show, you know? It's very different. No, but the unnerving thing is that he's telling this situation, but he hasn't stopped smiling. I don't know if you realize that. I don't know why it caught my attention. Look at him.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on here. This tankard, every time someone touches it, they die. So he said, leave it with me.
The
He gets
expression,
his,
what's up? They die.
Special water out and what have you. He comes round, does a little prayer, sprinkles it. Goes,
Right.
right, not a problem, don't worry about it. He picks it up, chucks it in the bin. Guess what?
What?
Dies in a crash on the way home.
Right, was
'Cause
expecting
he
that.
picked it up.
Well, but Carl, you're telling me this like it's fact, and I'm meant to go. That's
Derek
amazing.
Akora, he told me.
Carl, I have no opinion of that story other than I'm pretty sure there was absolutely no connection between touching the tankard and him dying. That's all I'm sure
It's
of.
not just him though, is it?
I'm not going to even contest the chain of events. All I'm saying is there is no connection. There is no connection possible because I believe in logic and the laws of the universe.
Yeah, but what I mean, you never pick up a vibe of like
We
I've
don't
got a
know the
mate,
laws
right,
of the
who,
universe.
he's living in this big stately home, right? And he's living in there now. He pays £100 a month. There's about 80 rooms.
Whoa.
And, it's this big stately house, and what have you. And I went down there. He said, "Oh, come down and have a look."
A mansion.
Right? And from outside, you go, "Oh, this is brilliant. It's like something out of, you know, like the Man of Born or something." You go, "This is impressive." But then when you get in, it's like it's a wreck, and we
Right.
go in, and all the floors are like a wreck and rotten and stuff. And I looked at the wall, and there was like a little piece of paper stuck on the wall, right? And I said, "What's this here?" So I wandered over, right? Got right up close to it, and somebody had wrote it.
Somebody had wrote it. Somebody had wrote it.
Someone,
Right, go on.
so there's a little sign there, right? And I go up to it, and it says "flies," right, with an arrow. Flies, like flies this way,
Yep.
right? I think that's a bit weird.
Oh no.
So I follow the arrow, right, which goes to this corner where there's a shelf, about 3,000 dead flies on it.
Oh my God.
What?
Condom stuck on the top. that's weird, isn't it?
That is weird.
That is weird.
The
Right?
weirdest
so I'm looking at that,
fucking
and
thing.
There's loads of stuff on the floor.
What
and
the
bits
fuck?
of paper. Picked up this bit of paper, right? And it had, like in biro, that bits of
I'm still processing this thing. So they go to an old, sort of fancy looking house. Inside of the house is a wreck. He says there is a note in one of the walls. Flies this way. He goes that way. There is a mountain of flies with a condom on the top. Just, I imagine, because that's what they draw, the animators, whatever. Not only that, what are you doing in that house? And that is not the question. What happened in that house? Why is there a mountain of flies?
paper. Picked up this bit of paper, right? And it had, like in biro and that. It looked really old, like it'd been there years. And it had something like, need nappies, dummy, right? Blankets, blah, blah, all this, like, all stuff for, like... And I turned it over, right? And it said, none of this now needed, baby dead.
Right.
Now that's weird, isn't it? Now that's what I'm talking about when you get a bad vibe. You go, that's who's been in here.
The weirdest situation I've ever heard. None of this now needed. Baby dead. I need to know the story about that.
Vibe is just based on the fact that
Your mate's in charge.
Yeah.
that's terrifying.
Fuck.
mean,
I need to know
it's
about
like saying,
that
are we
house.
Scared of the dark? Yes, I understand why people are scared of the dark. I'm a little bit scared of the dark. You're walking along
Because you don't know what's in it.
Yeah, you don't know what's in the darkness. That's why people get nervous. It doesn't mean you have to make the leap then that you've got some paranormal
Fucking
sense.
hell.
Oh my God, I'm Carl Pilkington, and hang on, just like Derek Acora, I have sensed something strange and evil in this room. Wait a minute, there's some flies in a condom. I was right all along.
That is weird.
Flies in a Johnny equal.
It's a weird fucking situation, that one, yeah.
It's weird. I don't know. It's
But the note.
Yeah.
I just think of his face when he saw that, reading it by torchlight. You must have been terrified.
It's a bit odd, isn't it?
It's a bit odd. Yeah, you can say that twice. Fucking hell. Oh my God. Jesus. And that was episode 1 of season 1. Sorry, the house and the flies just got to me. I need to look for it, see if it was documented in any way, if anyone posted anything back then about that house specifically. It's really weird. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. One of the weirdest situations, you know. It's strange, but yeah, that was episode 1 of season 1. I will have in the description the link of the playlist if you want to watch. I believe the guy that made the playlist has all of the episodes of the series. In case you want to watch it on your own, I will leave it in the description. Give me a comment, please, if you like my input on these videos. That way I will bring another one just like I did before. And with that being said, my name is Fayan Black, former Norhead runner, trying to do content on gaming back then, now doing this, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Hi. I was looking into it right after finishing the video, right after stopping the recording, and I found this. Carl revisits the house of the 3,000 dead flies. So you can see that's him. So I'm gonna watch this now because I'm just really, I don't know, I just got really shocked about that story. I don't know why.
I've got a mate, right?
Right, so this is, we already saw that.
He's living in this big stately home. He's living in there now. He pays £100 a month. There's about 80 rooms.
Right,
And,
so we
it's
saw
big
this
corner where
already.
There's a shelf.
There's the flies in the condom. That was him telling the story.
That is weird. You might remember
This is Carl.
in the first podcast, I was telling you about this scary house that my mate lives in. where he's like a security man. You're not like a security man, are you? What are you?
Well, I just look after it.
You just look after it and that. He just looks after it.
Right.
So this is it, because I thought I'd show you around it, because just in case you thought I'd made it up and that, about the bit about the flies and all that.
Right, the house is a wreck.
There's flies on the shelf and stuff. So this is the sort of state I was telling you how it's a mess.
Please clean the bath
This is
after
it.
use.
Ceiling's caving in over there. It's just there.
Nah, don't touch it. Gross. I would not touch that with my hands. Gross. And his friend lives there because of the small gig.
We've found the room that I was talking about on the podcast with the dead flies and that on it. This is a sign that I was telling you about.
Interesting fly.
Fly on it, right? Little arrow. There's flies here, look. Little
Whoa.
ladybird there.
Those are cockroaches.
Ladybird and that. Right. So you've got that. So follow it along. Right, you think, well, there's nothing there.
Who the
And you've
fuck
got-
lived there?
You can get the camera up there, right?
God.
Where the dead flies.
God. Those are
I'm
flies?
just showing you this because some people have said, oh, you made it up and all that. But there's
God.
no way, just for the sake of the podcast, I'd go around collecting that many dead flies.
I fucking trust
Condom
you.
as well, that I was talking about.
It's a black condom?
Weird, isn't it?
It's a bit odd. God, that's gross. But yeah, that's the house of the 3000 flies and the condom. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Once again, saying bye.